or approached by a company I love dearly who bought a table here, ExxonMobil. I got approached by their international head of public relations, Ken Cohn, by Susan McCarran, and one of my dear friends, Gene Bain-Snyder, is a leader in Washington. They are a terrific citizen in Washington. But they came to me and asked, why is Obama anti-business? A fair question in this room. Does he understand the importance of supporting business? A similar question for Pfizer, where my dear buddy Jeff Kindler, one of my oldest friends, is the CEO. Jeff and I met in 1977 in law school. We practiced law together. We were law partners. Same problem. Because if you listen to Obama in the debates, the two biggest villains were big oil and big pharma. So both pharma and oil came and said, is he anti-business? Doesn't he realize our important role? And I said both to them, he is extremely in favor of business. The world is changing. Business has got to change with it. We are getting criticized already about Copenhagen, not running fast enough and far enough. So for whatever you hear coming out of Barack Obama's mouth, it's not enough for the rest of the world. Now, in fact, we will be there by 2050, and we are working as hard as anybody. We have invested as much as anybody in alternatives going forward. But yet we're getting criticized. So if I were dependent on fossil fuels, I would change gas stations to energy centers. I would continue to invest in fossil fuels, one of the most important resources we have. But I would start buying electric car companies as well. And I would follow the lead that Europe's set and America is doing its best to catch up. Because that's where it's headed. That isn't from Barack Obama. That's from the planet. And if I were in pharmaceuticals, like I tell Jeff all the time, take a look at our healthcare debate. I would be in the lead, I wouldn't be in the following. It's again not because Barack Obama is against anti-business, but unless you're part of the solution, you've got to be part of the problem. And if anyone doesn't think our healthcare system is broken in my country, you haven't ever turned on the television set. So I think the future is bright for many industries under an Obama administration. I think it's bright for the energy industry. They've got to take a full grasp of themselves and be a full-service energy industry. I think it's bright for pharmaceuticals, but they got to lead in the solution, not slow it down. I think it's bright for the defense industry, another important player in this room. But if you bank completely that a war economy will exist, shame on you when we finally get to peace. So it's for CEOs to see the same little further down the road that the Obama administration has tried to do, but they will be partners right with you. I've tried to be candid. I've been too long to give you a sense of where we are and where we need to be going. But I haven't addressed one question. Where is Belgium in all of this? That, I think, is a fascinating question, and I have some thoughts. For me, I think Belgium is often sold short by many. Since we've come, I've heard Belgium is but a small country. We can only do our part, a small part, in building that better world, that more prosperous world. I completely reject it. It's not about the size of the country. It's about the heart of the leadership. So if Paris eats 10 ears of corn, Belgium doesn't have to eat 2, they can eat 20. And those ears of corn can be supported in Afghanistan, not with men, not with money, but with deeds. The leadership in Belgium is as fine as there can be. I've sat with Peter de Crème, I've sat with Minister Leterme, I've sat with the Prime Minister. And they can get out in front of Afghanistan as much as anybody can. They can get out in front of Guantanamo. Europe clamored for its closing, and what did Barack Obama do? I was sitting on that podium the day of the inauguration, as was my partner-in-law, Greg Craig. Greg had just become White House counsel. While the inauguration was still going on, but as soon as the oath was administered, Greg got the keys to the White House. So he got up and he had to leave. He didn't see the end of the ceremony. He went to the White House to close Guantanamo. So Europe clamored for it. Barack Obama operated as fast as it could be done, and now we're in it together. We talk in terms of ones and twos, and I really could not be more appreciative for all that Belgium has done recently in taking another Guantanamo detainee. But we can talk in terms of 10s and 15s and we can close it together. It is a problem for the world. So do I think Belgium has the leadership ability, the heart, to be out in front? Without a doubt. Do I think Belgium has to be paralyzed by regional differences? Not for a minute. Because the regional ministers get it, and the national leaders get it. We're all in it together. So I hope for great things. I look forward to continuing to work with people I have spectacular relations. And I look forward to helping each of you in your communities, whether it is in pharmaceuticals, in fossil fuels, in banking, or the rest of the wonderful members here. There's limits to what we can do, but if you come with a request and you show me the roadmap, we will help you get there if it makes sense to us, and you're not going to come unless it does. Each of the issues Scott raised today are things we're aware of. We just need help with a roadmap on how to get through, and we will be there. And then lastly, Michelle and I could use some help. Invite Michelle to your tennis games. Let us meet your groups of friends. And teach me the rest of Belgium, from being a shooter to shooting beer. I have a lot to learn. Lastly, tomorrow's Tuesday, Dutch class is at 7. Wednesday, we got French class. You're all invited. Thanks so much.